Another great one for the Fever. And I have to say, Caitlin, you know, she keeps breaking records, making history and everything like that. But this has to be the first time in a while in sports that somebody has home court advantage everywhere they go. Everywhere they play, they have home court advantage. Saw last game against the Sky.
Game of the season. And an enemy territory gets this kind of salute as she exits the game.
Acting like she's at home.
Because
crazy.
I've seen a lot of Caitlin Clark jerseys in downtown Chicago today.
She has home court advantage everywhere she goes. Like, it's insane. I've never seen nothing like this. The Fever officially above 500, but I think everyone in WNBA will probably agree that's not a team you want to see right now. Playing really good basketball, but we're about to look through everything. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark have been crushing it since All-Star break. I think they're the best backcourt right now. Look at these numbers. And not to mention, you don't only not want to play them, when they play you at your house, they have home court advantage. So you're kind of like double fucked, low key. So it's crazy. It's wild what's going on right now. But Caitlin had these comments prior to the game. So this is the first one, and I'll play the second clip. But it said, CC on her shooting, I feel like I definitely haven't shot it to the best of my capabilities this year.
I mean, I feel like I definitely haven't shot it to the best of my capabilities this year. But I feel like I've had a lot of tough rolls. Like, my shot feels really good, and you go back and watch it, and it's not anything mechanically that seems different. I'm definitely taking harder shots. You know, I'm contested pretty well on a lot of shots, and I honestly make a lot of the harder ones and miss the easier ones. So I'm not always used to being wide open sometimes when I have catch and shoot threes and stuff like that. So I think it's just, you know, continuing to take the ones that are good. And, you know, last game I had a great shooting game, and you know, that's just how it goes when you're a shooter. You know, some games you're going to get hot, some games you're not. You're going to be cold for a few games in a row, then you'll get really hot. That's just how it works. And yeah, I think it'll definitely come around to where I can get on a little hot streak.
This was Caitlin Clark on handling fame and attention.
Surrounding yourself with the right people is always really important. There's going to be moments that are really good. There's going to be moments that are bad. Like, that's every professional athlete on whatever stage it is. That's every college athlete. Like, you know, some days are going to be better than others. There's going to be great wins. There's going to be hard losses. And so it's just the people that you surround yourself with. And, you know, obviously everybody wants to be there when everything's great and amazing, but it's the people who want to be there when things aren't as good. Those are the people that you need to rely on. And I think for myself, I have a good circle around me, whether that's, you know, friends and family, whether that's my teammates, whether that's our coaches, making sure that, you know, they always have your best interest in heart. You know, they always are going to be looking out for you. So I think just worrying about what's inside your locker room and then the people you love outside your locker room, like, that's the most important thing. And that's really all that I care about. And then at the end of the day, like, you know, this is just basketball. Like, there's a lot more going on in this world, and that's way more important than basketball. And I think a lot of people lose sight of that. You know, this is a sport, and how lucky are we that, you know, we get to play this at the highest level as our job. So for me, I just try to, you know, remind myself of that every day. And, you know, one day's tough, you know, you move on to the next and surround yourself with the right people.
I think, like any athlete, the fans eventually turn on you, but the way she acts and how she carries herself, I just don't see stuff changing for a long time. I don't really think there was ever a point in Steph's career we hated how he was dominating like OKC and other teams, but there wasn't really a point where like everyone just hated Steph like they hated what KD did or hated LeBron or whatever. I just don't see people hating this girl at any point in her career. Like, look at her post-game comments. She gives the most perfect answers every time. Besides the WNBA vets, like, who hate on her. But even they're coming around. Like look at this, right? These were the comments from basketball legend Nancy Lieberman on Caitlin Clark. You're going to make all these women multimillionaires one day like Tiger and MJ did. We shouldn't hate on her. We should celebrate her and not tolerate her. I'm going to play the clip of what she said.
You know, when I walked in here before the game, there were just hundreds of fans lined up.
Oh, yeah.
What Caitlin Clark has done for the game is generational. And I just, as a baller to a baller, I just want to say thank you to you, Caitlin Clark.
Absolutely.
For just lifting our game up, you and so many great players. But what you're doing, you're going to make all these women multimillionaires one day, like Tiger did, like Michael Jordan did. And we shouldn't hate on her. We should celebrate her, not tolerate her.
We've been saying that. I think most people watch this video and try to say that. Everybody been literally trying to say that. I think they're starting to come around, or at least I hope. For example, it said, I had mixed feelings seeing all the Caitlin jerseys in our home, but it's an amazing sign for women's basketball. We'll play this clip. This is pretty funny.
That too, you know, when I was driving to the game today. Obviously, it's annoying because there were way too many Caitlin fans in our area. But, like, it just kudos
Yeah.
because it's amazing to see so many people in women's basketball jerseys. It's amazing to see the excitement and the joy that comes out of that. So although I feel like our Dallas fans could have done better, I had mixed feelings, obviously, seeing all the Caitlin jerseys in our home, but for women's basketball, and it's just great how far we've come. It's just fun. Yeah, it's good.
You can see people are starting to come around, which is dope. I gotta say, like, she's one of those players who, you know how they say every great athlete has that time period where people, hate on them. For example, take somebody like Anthony Edwards. Everybody loved Anthony Edwards at the time. Like, everybody still does rock with Anthony Edwards. You can tell by how he acts at some point in his career, people are going to turn on him. Not me. I rock with him. I think the stuff he does is funny. I understand him because I come from that type of hoop background where people talk shit and all that type of stuff. So I understand him, right? But the way he acts, you just know at some point in his career, people are going to hate him, right? And it's already starting. Like, he made the Magic Johnson comments, and then Magic said, Magic said whatever he said. And now, the old heads don't like him, right? And that's how it starts. It's based off a comment he made. Now, the way Caitlin acts, she never says the wrong thing in media. She doesn't do no dumb stuff off the court. Everyone rocks with her, like, besides the WNBA players who are, I hope they're starting to come around. There's nothing in how she acts to see people even hating her in the future. Similar like Curry. Like, Curry doesn't do no wrong, bro. Curry don't do no wrong. And like, besides Caitlin being overly dominant, like, I can't really see people hating her for like something like character-wise. You know what I'm saying? She's handled everything she's dealt with such class. Another thing that happened today, said Caitlin Clark, she passed Tamika Catchings for most points in a season by a rookie in franchise history. So this was Caitlin talking about that.
I mean, I think it's obviously cool, but at the same time, like, I feel like we play basketball the right way, and then that's just what kind of comes along with it.
Man, she don't care about that damn record. She was like, oh, I broke that, damn. She don't care about that shit.
And it's winning. Like, that's what makes all of this so much better. Like, I feel like we're just playing such better basketball than we were, even a month ago before the break. Like, it just feels like our chemistry's better. It just feels like everything flows a little bit better. It just, like, feels better. I think as a basketball player, like, it's something you can feel when you're out there. The flow just seems really good. We're just playing off of one another. So, it's cool. Obviously, there's been a lot of really good players who put on this jersey, and, to be up there with some of them, it's special.
Caitlin Clark's the first rookie in NBA and WNBA history to have consecutive games with 25-plus points, 10-plus assists, and 5-plus three-pointers.
There's been some hard fouls. Of course, there has, and the officials have to step up and make those calls. If that's a flagrant, that needs to be, just make the call, and then we can shoot the free throws, throw the ball in on the side, maybe make a three, and we've got a 4-point swing, right? Make the call. Play a game, 40 minutes, and do the best we can. But that's unacceptable for it to get real personal. It's just unacceptable.
Just one game at a time, and now I think we have 6 straight at home. So, winning the games at home are super important. You can't let people come in and meet you on your home court, and, we still have a lot of challenges left, but, we're still fighting to get into the playoffs. It's been our goal since day one. So, I think just, take it one game at a time. You can't look too far ahead. You can't, let any day go by, because every single one matters for positioning, and, also, like, these opportunities, like, they end very fast. It feels like we were just at the beginning of the season, and now we're here at the end, so not taking it for granted. It's important.
Y'all stuff pans out in the season, but Fever are not a team anybody wants to see right now come playoff time. Playoff basketball is always crazier, so fans are going to be, like, insane, come playoff time for Caitlin Clark's first playoffs, because it's her first time. I truly believe, like, playing like how they're playing now to start the season, they probably would be a top 3 seed. That's my honest opinion. But y'all let me know your thoughts. I'm gonna play the highlights. As always, it's your boy.
Clark comes out. There's one of those long passes.
Oh, what's up?
They work when you're not seeing them.
Clark from way downtown parries it.
Really get involved more on the offensive end.
3 players in double figures. Clark again. Watch for the pull-up. There it is. And she